Hey, when I said no, my doubts and demons on their way. Every endeavor I have made ever is coming into play, is here and now today.
Yes, my friends, this is truly the day. This is Coach Raja from Victory Mindset Academy, and I appreciate all of you. Welcome to the Unbox Me Today show. You're going to ring the victory bell for being here and being amazing, because nobody has invisible disabilities. They have invisible superpowers, and I'm going to share mine with you. And I have an amazing guest that's going to share her amazing story with you as well. And her name is the amazing Wendy Elover. She is a joy strategist, speaker coach, and best-selling author of My Cape is at the Cleaners, a book about choosing joy over perfection. She helps high achieving women ditch burnout, reconnect with what truly matters, and choose joy on their own terms. Blending heart, humor, and practical tools, Wendy sparks lasting transformation, one small, intentional shift at a time. Her work is grounded in gratitude, community, and the radical belief that joy isn't something you earn, it's something you choose every single day. So without any further delay, let's welcome Wendy, the amazing, super talented, super beautiful, the person who walked to work and school uphill both ways in the snow, barefoot, the one, the only, Wendy Elover. Welcome to the show, Wendy. How you feeling today?
Well, I am feeling amazing. It's a great day.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much for being here and being amazing. And if you want to feel amazing, make sure you click that link down below so that you can comment on the live. So let's not delay any further. We got some more amazing things to talk about. Yes, I use the word amazing a lot. So, Wendy, you said that you forgot how to dream. What is that? What did that season of your life look like? And what made you wake up?
Yeah, for me, I think that I had taken on all these roles. I am a recovering perfectionist and a recovering people pleaser. And every time I got a new role, I loved it. I was a business owner and a wife and
Yep.
a mom of three amazing girls. But with each of those roles came so many responsibilities that little by little, I started to leak out my dreams. I didn't realize it at the time, but I was giving up on the things that were important to me.
Right. You're compromising for them. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. And so, what made you wake up from that though?
I actually was sitting in a financial planner's office,
Hmm.
and along with all of the questions about insurance and retirement, she
Yeah.
said, if time and money was no issue, what would you be doing right now?
Oh,
And
yeah.
I couldn't answer. And I speak for a living, so I
Yeah.
kind of always have an answer. So that made me realize
Yeah.
that it was something that had been lost along the way and something that I desperately needed to get back.
Right. I got you. Yeah. Sometimes you lose the fun along the way, huh? So, what was
Absolutely.
your first small shift that helped you move from burnout to joy?
Yeah, actually, the first shift for me was gratitude.
Yeah.
And you can't see it now, but on top of my wall, I have a quote that says, "Gratitude is a lifestyle." And I literally
Oh, I
started just
love that.
5 minutes a day,
Mm-hmm.
thinking about what I was grateful for. And in that particular season, there were some days where like literally just opening my eyes was my whole answer. I
Mm-hmm.
just couldn't come up with anything else. Some days I do a whole page,
Yeah.
but it was the start, and it was a shift. I started to notice joy, and when you start
Oh, I
noticing,
love that. I love that.
there's not
And it's
more.
so funny. Like I, as I get into the twilight of my years, I'm finding intentionally, I'm purposely looking for having more fun in life. Because I was a cancer scientist. I was a robot in the big cog of big pharma, and I love the result of what I did. I got to make a billion-dollar drug that saved millions of lives,
Mhm.
but I felt like a robot doing it.
Yep.
Being told what to do, exactly when to do, how high to jump, and I said, "There's got to be more than this." The way they do things, and that those ways of working really do change over time. Is that we can do we can do more, we can do better. So
Absolutely.
how do you, understanding this now, how do you help other high achieving women reconnect with themselves and live with more joy without adding more to their plate.
Yeah. So that's one of the things when you're talking about, you wanted to add more fun. One of my first assignments with anyone I work with is they schedule fun on their calendar. And that includes
Ooh.
downtime. That includes just time to sit on the couch and, binge watch your favorite Netflix show, or time with your family, or time with a friend. But it's scheduled, just like you schedule your doctor's appointments. We schedule joy.
Oh, I like that. You schedule fun. It's I do something already a little bit similar with my children. Every Friday night after 8 p.m., it is family movie night. 8
Yes.
o'clock, we make the popcorn. The kids get to pick one of the Disney movies or whatever movie that they want to watch, and then and we'll take turns choosing. And then like this summer, I told my son, listen, we're gonna watch all the movies in the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so he gets caught up on all of them. So we just started watching the first three in the past week, so it's going, and so it doesn't matter if we get to them or not, but we're having fun along the way, aren't we? And so,
Absolutely.
I give an example of like you take a person through a client journey, and do you have an example of a success story that you can share with us without divulging the person's name?
Sure.
And just tell us a little bit about like what is it that you do? How do you do it?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of times when people come to me, one of the ways that people know sort of, should I refer someone to talk to Wendy, is somebody who's talking about, I'll be happy when, or
Yeah,
I'm doing
talking
fine,
about this.
right? These
Hmm.
two things are like total signs. There's no be happy when, you be happy right now.
Yes.
You can't be happy when, you get the next job, the next promotion, the next kid, the next whatever it is. There's always another goal. There's always something else. So the joy doesn't have to wait for it. You don't have to earn it. It's a birthright. We just have to claim it. And so that's one of the huge things, is just being aware of those signs.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. I teach my clients through something similar where said like we don't talk about happy when you reach the finish line. It's happy while you're on the way to the finish line, and then the finish line is just the icing on the cake.
Yeah. And truthfully, there's no finish line, because we're
Yeah.
human beings. And as soon as we get close to the finish line, we set another goal. We make it harder
Yep.
for ourselves to get to a place where we
Hmm.
can celebrate. So I am huge on
Oh, I love
celebrating
this.
little wins along the way,
I
right?
love the alignment there because like it's so true when I say the same thing. It's beautiful to hear that. You know, there's always growth. There's always something to do. There's always something new you can learn. There's always, if you continually be a sponge and you're absorbing knowledge, information, like I tell my children, listen, you can either be a dry sponge or you can be a wet sponge, continually absorbing knowledge. But once you're a dry sponge, your cup is full, extra knowledge just rolls off, right? Don't be a dry sponge, right? It's a nice way of saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's fantastic. So Wendy, you have an amazing gift that you want to share with everybody. I'm gonna click the link down below. Folks, tell us what are you going to get when they click on your link down there?
Sure. So, I work with a lot of women, and the women tell me that they're not quite sure what this whole joy thing is about. So I created something called the Joy Code. And it's basically 10 different things that I believe
Mhm.
every woman, 10 truths that I think every woman needs to hear and needs to really take in. And
Yeah.
honestly, I think they're things that as human beings, we
Yep.
can use them. So even if there's a man listening, he's okay. He can listen. He can grab the Joy Code too.
Yeah.
But
Please do.
there's just it's just a couple things that are the beginning points of how to get more joy into your life and how to claim it.
I love it. That's beautiful. Thanks so much. So make sure you click on that link down below and you grab all of the benefits that you get from finding what is going to be your joy code in the morning. So so Wendy, let's just keep on going forward. This is where I say like let's find the softer side of Sears and get to know you as a person, because people don't join a business, they join a person. Let's find out who you are. And I also call this my speed dating round. We're just gonna have some fast, furious fun, getting to know you. So, where did you grow up? How did you grow up?
Yep. I grew up in Randallstown, Maryland.
Mm,
And I grew up in a house with my parents were divorced, but I had the best of all worlds because my brother and sister are 18 and 15 years older than me, or 14 years older than me. So I
yeah.
grew up as an only child, but now that I'm an adult, I've got a whole bunch of siblings. So it's really fun.
Beautiful. I love it. I love it. I grew up with two younger sisters, and I have 15 younger cousins. I'm the first one in America, so for me, I'm the big brother to everybody. So I'm kind of like the tip of
Awesome.
the spear here. I get to have a lot of fun with all my family, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. What about what is your favorite book growing up? Anything interesting that really helped shape the way you think today?
Favorite book growing up?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Well, I was actually one of those nerdy little kids, and while everybody else had lemonade stands, I actually had a library. I
No
dragged
way.
I dragged my bookshelf out when I was old enough to be able to drag it out the door.
You
Luckily,
had
it
a
was made
sidewalk
of wood,
library, huh?
and I did. I stuck little cards into every one of my Dr. Seuss books, and I had a little stamper, which I thought was the whole reason I made the library, is so I could use my little stamper with the date. There was actually an ink pad and
Oh,
stamp thing.
that's
So
fantastic.
yes, so we did that. So I think I was destined to be a reader, but now I listen to most of my books, to be honest.
Oh, I do. Like, I love Audible. Like, I know exactly what you mean.
Yes.
What about how about a movie that inspired you?
So I have to admit that I am not a big movie watcher.
Okay,
So
that's
I
okay.
normally I watch whatever my kids are watching, but truthfully, if I'm alone, the TV doesn't really go on. So yeah, I think the last
Gotcha.
movie I saw was Princess Bride. So I'm not sure
Ah,
I was really inspired by it, but it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
oh my God, that's too funny. Yeah, I my kids are a little bit too. We tried to watch it when they were younger. It was too scary for them when they were like 4, 5, 6 years old. But now that they're older, they're like, I don't think they care about it anymore. But now they're more into like Descendants and the zombie things and like the musical kind of movies, things like that. And my son now he's getting into like most of like the Marvel movies and things, so he doesn't care about that. But I said you must watch it because you must learn that famous line. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my brother. Prepare to die. I mean,
I'll
yeah,
take your word for it.
it's classic. All right. So moving forward, like what about so now what's a fun fact about you that maybe people don't know?
A fun fact.
Yeah.
Well, when I was 16 and I needed money for gas, everybody else was working in fast food places, and I decided I didn't want to. So I did singing telegrams dressed in a gorilla suit. How's that for a fun fact?
No way.
So I was a belly dancing gorilla, and I would come and I would do a singing telegram for whoever wanted it. And that was a time when you could still go door to door and not be afraid. So it was a fun time.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Singing telegrams as a belly dancing gorilla. I've never heard of that before. That's amazing. I
There's
love
not
that. I
a
wish
lot
I
of
had
us
a
out
picture of
there.
that. Well, I mean, this has been fabulous already. Like we're having so much fun here. So tell me a little bit more about um, you know, what is your favorite kind of music? Kind of what kind of like what's your jam? What lights you up?
Yeah, so I was thinking about that the other day. Someone asked me. I love all kinds of music, but I
Yep.
noticed that the playlist that I listen to is actually one that I made on Spotify that's my happy songs. And they're
Yep.
corny, but they're my jam because they're the thing that gets me up in the morning and I like dancing
Yep.
around. So like Andy Grammer, I Give Love or Give Love,
Yep.
and literally the song Don't Worry, Be Happy.
Oh, I love that song.
Like
Yep.
I said, it's corny, but I don't care. It's fun, and it makes
Yep.
me goofy and it makes my kids roll their eyes at me, and I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah. I remember watching the Trolls movie with my kids and watching the at the very end they have the happy song with no it was by uh Farrell. No, that
Yeah,
was at the end of the Minions movie. At the end of the
that's
Trolls movie, it was I got sunshine in my pocket, and that was a really fun song. And so I remember we used to play happy songs for
Happy
the
is on
children
my
all the
list
time.
too. That one,
Yep,
yeah, Girl song is girl.
great, great. All right, awesome. Um, let's go back to a little bit more about motivation, inspiration. Like, is there a quote or a mentor that you refer back to? Anything that kind of inspired you?
Yeah, so I'm looking up at my wall as I'm talking to you because I have all kinds of inspirational quotes here.
Yeah. Hmm.
And the one that kind of strikes you right now is enjoy the little things in life because one day you'll look back and realize they were the big things. And I think especially as you get a little bit older, you start to realize the truth in that and that it's the people and it's the moments so much more than, you know, the money or the fame or the all the things that you thought were the superficial things, the house and
Yep.
cars and whatever else.
Yeah. Yeah.
As
I mean,
with you. Right?
yeah, for sure. Here we go. Yeah, enjoy the little things in life, because one in your life you'll realize they were the big things. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, right now, honestly, with my children, like they're 13 and 15. So with my daughter, I take her places, cheer practices. I do cheer dances with them. I have a little good time. My son, I'm teaching him how to weight lift, and
Love
next month he starts to learn how to drive. I'm just dreading and yet super excited about it at the same time,
Yes.
and seeing him become a man. I mean, he's going to release his first book, you know, The Shadows, coming out soon. That's my little,
Very cool.
totally biased
Right. It's
plug in there
thing.
for my son. Um, but so let's move on to our next section, because I want to get back to this about um, if someone had to look back and say, like, what's the one thing that you want people to recall about you?
I think for me, it would be that I was present, that I was there with them.
Mm,
That I wasn't just somebody who was running and racing and busy. I think
yep.
we use busy as kind of this badge of honor. And I actually am working on a new mini book that's called Burnout is Not a Badge of Honor. And
Yeah.
it really is. I think our society, we praise people for working overtime and for
Oh,
hustling.
look, you only slept for 4 hours last night. How awesome you are. You must be a great worker. No, you're not.
Exactly. And
It's
for me,
destroying you.
how can we be present, right? Because we're always chasing the next moment. We're not enjoying the one that we are in. And
I
there's a
love it.
sign behind me, do what makes you happy. My
Yep.
kids bought that for me a few years ago, and I love it. I mean, I love it because they saw it and they were like, oh, this is a mom sign. She needs to have this. And I love that.
Yeah. I like that my children, I'm trying to guide them and trying to get them to read a personal development book every month.
Mhm.
And as part of that, like, I'm trying to be involved in their life, involved in their education, and try to grow
Absolutely.
with them. And so they don't need to tell me, because I'm already trying to do that with them. And I love the fact that, like, somebody else said the same thing about me. It's like, wow, you're always involved in your children's lives. I'm like, yes, that's the
Yeah.
highest praise I can accept as a parent, is that, yes, I was there. And I love how you said that. Um, let's let me ask you this next question before we go. What is your favorite food?
My favorite food.
I always
So my
find this
answer
a fun
used to
question.
my answer used to be chocolate, and I'm going to say chocolate mousse probably is still my favorite food, followed by probably steak and potatoes.
Go
But
ahead.
I'm on a journey to eat healthier and kind of get that part of my life in order. So not too much chocolate in my life lately, but still one of my favorites.
I love it. Chocolate and steak and potatoes. All right. So here's what we do. We'll go to the Cheesecake Factory, okay? And we're gonna hold on. Slow Cheesecake Factory. Yeah, we need porterhouse, and we also need the chocolate cheesecake. Yes, for
There
my
you
very
go.
special lucky guest. Make sure that's in the green room. Okay,
I'm
stand.
happy.
There you go. That was totally my real call. Calling them up, so they're already putting that in the green room for you now. So
Perfect.
Wendy, thank you so much for being here and being amazing. We're going to shift to our 60-second mind shift, and I want to say thank you so much, and we'll see you shortly. All right, folks. Thanks for being here. We're going to shift gears. We're going to move her over, and now as we go through here, by the way, don't forget, every single chance that you have an opportunity to grow yourself, be yourself, make sure you create a splash in your life.
When you throw a rock into a lake, what happens? No, there's a splash. You make an impact, and then you get waves. And then you don't know where those waves are going. Those waves are going past around the reeds, and you don't know where that impact is. So all of you out there, when you're on stage, you don't know where your impact is going to end. It's never going to end.
All right. So, folks, I want to ask you something here. In today's 60-second mind shift, let's go to the idea of the finish line. Because we don't need to have a big, strong celebration only at the end and skip the entire 20-year journey. What are we waiting for? Why are we waiting to be happy? I remember feeling this way growing up. And there was something that I shifted along my coaching progress, was that to shift away from the achievement and focus on the system, the progress of it, the daily 1% improvement that you get in it. And as soon as you do that, you start to realize it's not only about the destination, it's also about the journey. So I want to add in those monikers to it, because if you start to shift into higher gear and start saying, you know what, I'm going to be happy as I reach the finish line. I'm going to happy while I reach the finish line, while I'm working towards that next college degree, my next PhD. Somebody wants to go to get their real estate license. Somebody wants to become a life coach on the internet. They want to learn about cryptocurrency. They want to learn about investing. Why do you want to wait to be happy? You know, just start being happy now. And one thing I realized is that over the past couple of years, I lost already 48 pounds, started getting my health back post-accident. The 75 pounds I gained, I already lost 48 of them because I became happy. I launched my show, and all of a sudden I got to share all these amazing people like Wendy today who are creating impact in our lives. And as soon as I became happy, life just started happening. Everything started to come to me, because when you are a happy person, people can see it, feel it, and they want to be around people like you. So go out there, be happy, and be happy in the moment where you're at right now. Don't wait for the finish line to start to see your success, but you are successful while you are on the way to the finish line. All right, so let's bring back Wendy to see whether or not she saved me any food. Wendy, welcome back. How was the food? Did you save me any?
Steak was fantastic. Perfectly cooked.
Great. Awesome. So tell me, what did you think about that 60-second mind shift, and what would you add to it?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's something that I teach, is the ripple effect, right? When I was listening to you talk about that you just have no idea. I mean, I went to a high school reunion. It was like a 30th reunion, I think. And I haven't seen him in 30 years. And he pulled me aside and he said, you know, every morning I start my day looking your name up, because you always have a quote that I can start my day with. And
I love that.
How amazing is that? I mean, I hadn't talked to this man in 30 years. You know, what are the chances? But 100% apparently, right?
That's beautiful. Yeah. I like that. Very nice. So Wendy, you know, as we get into the close of our program here, I just want to say thank you for being here and being present, helping us to remember that we need to be happy along the way to the finish line. And just for a good measure, I'm also going to share again your gift link. Make sure you grab that gift link right there. The joy code. Make sure you find your joy in your life every single day. Whether you are Marie Kondo, you want to Kondify your life and find the joy in everyday items. You know, the stuff that doesn't serve you, sell it. We just cleaned out my whole office and the garage, and we're selling stuff on eBay and Facebook Marketplace. Get rid of your stuff that you don't need and go find your joy in other things that will move you forward. All right, click that link. And so, Wendy, before we head off, just one last question for you. If someone were to give you a blank check, unlimited resources, what will be your grand vision to change the world?
Wow. I'm involved in a cancer group called Believe Big. I would definitely be helping with that, and big believer in just the homeless and the children who are hungry. I think there's a easy win with that. I just feel like that it's just in a world where we have so much, it shouldn't exist as a problem.
I agree. And along those lines, I want to share with you my long-term goal. I want to be I'm going to become a billionaire philanthropist. And I want to become the 99% where I give away 99% of my wealth to solve world problems. So just like you said, food for everybody, clean drinking water, get kids off the streets, get them educated, you know, just solve real world problems so that we can move forward as a race. Because there's only one race, the human race. That's it. We all got to watch out for each other. And that's the way I see it. And so, Wendy, thank you so much for being here. You get 2 rings of the victory bell. We're going to grab you that link. Make sure that for those that are watching on the Live You Thrive and on the replay, you get to play again. Make sure you give us some hearts, give us some likes and thumbs up, and leave a comment. What was the best takeaway that you received from today? I'm Coach Raja, and as always, don't fake it till you make it. Instead, believe it and become it. And we'll see everybody on the next show. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
right. So while we're moving up here, let's see. They changed my settings. It's so interesting. They changed. There we go.
It still says we're live.
Yeah, we're still live. That's okay.
Okay.
So I got 3 questions for you for your testimonial, real fast and furious and fun. Why did you want to come on the show today? What do you want to achieve?
I felt like we had a cool connection. I think we do a lot of the same things in the world, but in very different ways. And I always love a good conversation. There's a lot of joy to be had in it.
Fantastic. And what was your biggest takeaway from the show today, from the training today, from any part of it?
Yeah, I think that there is so much connection in the world. And I think listening to you talk about what I call the ripple effect, and I believe you called the waves, or whatever it was, but I think there's more that they're similar than we're not similar as human beings, not just you and I, but just in the world. And I think that's
I love it.
It's hard for people to remember sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. So true. And then the last question for you, would you recommend me to somebody else's stage?
Absolutely.
Done. Piece of cake. I love it. I love it. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. This is Coach Raja. I'm so happy that everybody came up here. Podcast team knows what to do from here, and we are officially out of here.